as the connector, zip it. Don't say a word unless the advisor brings you in. Okay. Far too often the edification's not right. And then the person that's put the call together thinks maybe something's not being said or something was said wrong. And please don't do this, guys. Please, if you've put a third party call together where you got an advisor and a prospect, please do not correct the advisor. Welcome back to the podcast, guys. So excited to have you guys here each week with me in the Freedom Factory. I love being in the seat talking to you. I love documenting this for you because this will be timeless, right? You can always go back, listen to these, share them with your team. I hope you do that. There's a maybe a to-do list for you and your team, sharing out a podcast episode, then taking it and reviewing with your team to see what they got out of the podcast. We've done that with books. I've done it with podcasts. Why not do it with this one, you guys? Thanks for being here. This week, we're going to talk about the lost art of edification. Now, listen, I have been on both sides of this. I have had people that edify me in a beautiful way. I've had people do literally no edification to even, I wish they wouldn't have even started to try to edify because it was that bad. And I just want to talk through this just briefly because it may not be one of the things that we put much emphasis on when we're training teams. However, a big part of bringing business partners into your organization will be conversations with more than just you and the prospect. You're going to bring in some of your, business partners, some of the people that is part of your support team, so they can get to meet them and know them. Guys, that's a natural thing. Like before someone joins the community, they may want to hear from some of the community, right? Get introduced to some of the community. And so, just a couple tips here. All right. So, first of all, let's say I am bringing a prospect to a call or to a Zoom, and I've got someone set up that I want them to meet. And this expert, the advisor, right, is the person I am going to be edifying. I'm also edifying my prospect. And so I tend to want to first, in a call or a Zoom, edify my prospect first. I don't want to start edifying the advisor first because I want right out of the gates my prospect to feel good about the call. I don't want them thinking, oh gosh, we're just going to be talking about this expert, type person, blah, blah, blah. I want to talk about my prospect first. So I tell the advisor, hey, I'm really thankful you're here. I want you to meet my friend. And then you go into the explanation of who they are, why you are excited that they're here, and the value that they would bring to the organization if they see what we see, right? Then you go over to the advisor, and now you're edifying the advisor to your friend, your prospect. And you want it not to be like superficial or statistically, like you just don't want these like numbers like, oh, they've sold this much, they make this much money, they've done this. They don't do that, right? Tell the prospect what this person has done for you. Tell your prospect what you respect about this person. Tell your prospect what your advisor's done that you hope happens for you, and that it is an absolute privilege to have them on the call with us to be able to share. And so now your prospect's going to be listening. They're going to be more respectful, and they're probably going to be a little bit more open to whatever the advisor or quote unquote expert has to say. Right. So that's what I do. I start with the prospect, then I go over to the advisor and edify them both. And then here's an important part for this podcast, guys. As the connector, zip it. Don't say a word unless the advisor brings you in. Okay. Far too often the edification's not right. And then the person that's put the call together thinks maybe something's not being said or something was said wrong. And please don't do this, guys. Please, if you've put a third party call together where you got an advisor and a prospect, please do not correct the advisor. If the advisor it says something wrong, like maybe a statistic's wrong, don't correct them. Like, maybe they say, "Oh, we're open in 15 countries," and you say, "No, no, no, it's 14." Don't do that. I mean, you might as well stop the call right there. Okay? Your prospect is not going to say yes or no because there's one less or one more country involved in your opportunity. Okay, guys, don't do that. Um, don't jump in and try to take the call over because you guys, for one, you're going to lose that advisor. Like I won't. If someone does that to me, if they keep jumping in, I'll call them back and say, "Hey, sounds like you've got this thing you got this thing nailed. Like you know more than I do. So just do the calls yourself." I'm serious. I will not waste my time with someone who doesn't know how these things work. Right now, everyone makes mistakes once or twice. Okay, but if it's a constant thing, I stop because they just won't work if you do it that way. All right. Now, um, I will also. Here's what I do as an advisor. All right. So just now I was giving you the kind of the role, like if I'm in the middle, okay, if I'm trying to bring someone on board, I got a prospect and I have an advisor, I'm the connector in the middle. That's the scenario I just gave you. But if I'm the advisor, if I'm the one that is trying to, close the deal, I'm the one that's kind of doing most of the talking. First of all, I want to do less talking than the prospect. All right. I know we're talking about edification here. Um, I don't want to cross over into how to do a three-way call, but here's what I will tell you. And this just happened recently for me. Um, as I'm in the call, I realized that we're just launching this team, and this is one of the first groups of people that I'm talking to. And it occurred to me that this person must be very important to my new person that's starting to launch a team. So I told him, I said, "Hey, you must be a very important person to so and so because literally you're one of the first ones that we are doing these Zooms with in pre-launch." So now I'm in the advisor role, right? I'm in the advisor role, but I have turned that edification back over to the person who actually edified me at the beginning, right? The connector. The connector edified me, they edified the prospect, and they were quiet. Well, what I did is I actually turned the tables and I edified the connector. I edified the person that set the call up. And that is highly effective, guys, because now that prospect is thinking, wow, they think really special of me. I'll tell you something we used to do on purpose. You guys should try this. Let's say you're at a live meeting and you've got someone that has a guest there, right? And so after the meeting's over, we always know the famous meeting after the meetings is where all the good stuff happens anyway, right? So I would tell my team members, hey, if we get into a meeting after the meeting where it's just me, the three of us, right? And me, you, and the prospect, I want you to purposely excuse yourself from the conversation. Give me some private time with the prospect. And so they would do this. They'd excuse themselves to the restroom. They would excuse themselves off to go help someone do something. They would leave me with the prospect. And I always took that moment and say, hey, since so and so stepped away, I just want you to know right now, this is the perfect time to be working with them. They are absolutely focused. They are moving forward. And it's important that you're working with people that are working the way they are right now. I'm telling you, you will have success if you just latch onto that person's coattails. And then they come back and you watch. You guys take me up on this. Take me up on this. When that person walks back into the conversation, you watch the body language and the words, like listen to the words that are coming out of the prospect's mouth, their body language about the person that invited into the meeting. It raises the value of the person that invited the guest every time. You guys, this is intentional stuff. This isn't like sales tactics. This is, guys, this is how you show an organization how the power of edification and the power of influence works. All right. And by the way, if you are doing any of this without authenticity, if you're making up things, like if you say, hey, you better jump on that person's coattails because they are running right now, and they're actually not, they're like doing horrible and they're not having, they're not doing the right behaviors, guys, that's not good. Like that's disingenuous, right? That doesn't work. That's not going to be successful. So edification, guys, edify. Look, the truth is enough. Okay. The truth is enough. You don't need to exaggerate. But if you're authentic, people feel that. And edification will absolutely help your business grow faster because it helps people get in seats. It helps people make decisions faster. That's it. So put this into practice. Share this podcast out because I don't think enough people get it. And what I mean by get it is they're putting people together. They're putting people in three-way calls, but they're missing this part of the puzzle. It would be kind of like, have you ever gone into a restaurant and there's like no background music at all? There's like no vibe. There's no kind of feel to the restaurant. But restaurants know they have the lights at the right brightness. They have music, the right type music, and it's enjoyable. It makes the experience better. That's what edification is. Edification makes the meeting better. It makes the whole experience flow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys go put this into practice and share your results with me. You guys have a great week. We'll talk to you next week on the Freedom Factory podcast.